Tickety Talk. Live. I actually did TikTok live in studio today. That was different. I'm sure it was different for everybody who was watching too.
No, go.
They don't get to hear the music.
Because
they only get to hear me.
Yeah, but that was different. Vocal track only.
Yep. Which is entertaining to me. Okay. There we go. And apparently you got to have a premium on X now, so we won't be going live to X anymore.
Okay.
That's okay. Elon Musk's fault.
All right. There we go. So I can actually see those coming in.
Mm-hmm. And now we are just waiting for La Femme. La Femme Nakita. Checkity 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. You want to go ahead and hit that a little bit?
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
Keep going.
Pen paper check. 1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2.
All right, that's nice. And we'll just crank her up because she is quiet.
Yeah.
But seeing I look at that third meter?
Yep. Yeah, picking me up already. I mean, look at that. Yeah.
So that's where I got to be for her. All right, cool. See y'all over there.
Yep.
Starting up over here. Kita has returned. Jamie's online. So
Jamie's online.
Hey,
Jamie, don't worry. Kita is here.
We got it. We're being supervised. Going live tonight without our normal producer. Our backup's here. She's
struggling already.
All right, here we go.
No struggles. We do have plenty of whiskey to try, though, because apparently neither one of us knew whose day it was. All right.
Doesn't really matter.
Oh, you know what? I've actually found that when I do these markers, it works out so much better. So let me go ahead and drop that.
Yep.
Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Wednesday, Rhythm and Rescue Podcast channel. Thank you all for being here. My name is Chuck Weimer.
I'm Chief Atkinson.
And I'm Nakita.
Jamie's out of town. She's up in Colorado. She's trying to raise some money for the music side of the business. And I don't know how the fire department handles that when they're trying to raise money. And I don't know.
We send Jamie to Colorado for no.
Send Kita up there to go wait tables with her.
We're now sending Nakita up there to wait tables so we can have money.
Don't tempt me. It'd be a vacation.
She would have such a good time.
She was like, "You got the kids? I'll be in Colorado."
Jamie is up there killing it already.
That's awesome.
So the first day that she went up there, she went out on a plane, and typically she'll drive up there, so she kind of acclimatizes as she's going, and this is one of those where she went up there by plane, and she usually feels rough, and she was kind of feeling rough on day one when she got up there, but then she went over to go see my mom, and the place was busy. It was slammed. So she was like, I'm going back. I'm getting my shirt and I'm going to help.
There we go.
So
make that money.
That works.
Make that money.
Yeah. So Jamie's up in Colorado. She won't be able to help us out tonight. But Kita's here and she's going to do a fantastic job. We have all the faith in the world. And well, none of the discipline. So it'll be okay.
Yeah. Her first attempt at trying to wrangle us. It's
going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
So what's I know you're going to talk. What's new with you, Kita?
Oh, not a lot. I'm waiting on my so I had surgery last week.
You did? Yeah. Yes.
So we waited till after Monte Carlo night because that was just kind of a
That was your pirate surgery, right?
It was.
Yeah.
So I went and got an eye patch because I was like, okay, this is South Texas. It's not working. I need an eye patch. To which it was then decorated. So it is not just a plain eye patch.
Because we don't do anything simple.
We don't. So I walked around.
Holy cow. I thought you just shot somebody in the
way
studio.
Way too many people in here with PTSD.
Right. Seriously. We were like, contact to the right.
As long as one of us knows what's going on, we'll be okay.
That's fine. But I'm just waiting to heal now. So it was a little more invasive than I understood what it was going to be.
Jamie's already yelling at you. Remember, you have to be up early in the morning.
I know, right? Well, I told when I was saying that we have plenty of alcohol. We decided we're only doing 2, Jamie. It's going to be all right. We're going to do 1 that I don't know, and we're going to do 2 that Greg don't know.
Because Greg don't know nothing.
And even if we told him what they were, it wouldn't even matter.
It would not.
It would not.
But it's looking good. It's a little bit of a squint on the left side, but
you have no idea. That looks like
if you had to wear an eye patch, I have a pretty good idea.
I would not let her leave the house for the first day or 2 because I was like, I cannot explain to people that you just had surgery. That she's like, I'll just tell them I fell down the stairs. I was like, you will not do that. That's not going to happen.
The first 24 hours.
Jamie's laughing right now because she knows what's about to happen. So you said you wouldn't let her leave the house.
Yeah.
Right? Well, we had a show this past weekend, and Jamie considered wearing shorts to this show.
Okay.
And Jamie has been wearing shorts to shows, and that's
sure.
it's her thing. But
it's 100 degrees. It's 100 degrees in
hush.
Texas, so yeah.
Well, yes, but the problem is, and I have the same problem. I won't be wearing shorts for a while either. We went to SeaWorld the day before said show.
Yeah.
And we both have the most ridiculous sunburns.
Oh, man.
No. They don't make any sense. So we just floated the lazy river the whole time.
I saw the video.
Matthew was running around doing his thing. We just floated the lazy river. And like the upper portion of my thigh where my boxers would stop or my shorts, whatever, and still a good 3 inches above the knee. That's it for me.
That's it. Just like the strip on the top of the thigh.
It's the same thing for her, except there's a little bit more with white areas in random places. It just doesn't, it makes no sense. So she came out wearing shorts and she's like, how bad does it look? I said, if you go out looking like that, right?
I've got some explaining to do.
I have to make myself look more ridiculous because I have to look out for my lady. So I said, if you go out looking like that, then I'm gonna go put on shorts and I'm wearing cowboy boots and shorts. All right. So you decide how we want to live today. Where are we gonna be at when Jesus comes back? That was kind of the thing.
Where are we gonna be when Jesus comes back? That's good.
But
oh goodness.
All that being said,
yeah, she's looking great though. Her face was really swelled up and all that after the surgery. But she's looking pretty good now. She's got a little bit of a squint, like you said. There's a little bruising around the eye, but it looks a whole lot better now than it did, 3 days ago.
Oh, I would imagine. And Jamie says hers still hurts. Mine itches now.
Yeah.
Now, if I scratch it like too quick or too hard,
then it'll hurt.
It almost feels like it's like purple. It's not red. It might be in the process of like starting to tan. So
I was working security in San Diego, and we had ran to the beach that day, and I'd gotten a tan, right? And I thought I was good, right? I was like, oh, tanned all day at the beach. We're good. Went back and threw on an Under Armour shirt, right? Threw on my vest and then threw on my work shirt. Went to work, and by the end of the night, I'm burning up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to blow down in my vest. You're a cop. You know how that. The whole thing. And as I do that, it feels
dry it off a little.
Yeah, dry it off a little. And it feels like a hot air dryer coming out. And I pull back, and my entire chest and belly are purple.
Wow.
I mean, purple. So Under Armour, did not know this. Not only does it whisk away water and keep you regulated on temperature, but one of the ways it does that is it keeps your own body temperature in. So all the heat I had absorbed while tanning stayed on me, and I was basically cooking for 5 hours in this gear. And so it took the tan and make it 1,000 times worse.
So
I legitimately had to go pick him up at work.
You were like a medium rare steak.
I couldn't move. Like I spent 3 days just like I can't move. Like
I was throwing towels in the freezer and then just throwing them on him.
And they were melting within 5 minutes.
Dang.
I mean, like totally melted within 5 minutes.
Do me one favor. Pull your mic so that it's closer to the edge of the table.
Okay.
That way
you got to speak into the mic.
Well, I don't want her to have to. I don't want her to have to
mic.
keep on leaning in. So that way, when she's ready to talk, it's just there.
Okay.
If you don't talk straight into the mic, it doesn't pick up, babe.
And since you're not on camera, so you don't have to worry about the look of, does it look like I'm just sitting here resting my face on the mic? I have to do it, but for you, it's not just. You're right there, and you're actually getting better chunks on the meter than I am. So
there you go.
But I know that this mic comes in real clean. those other ones aren't quite as good. So I want to get a couple more of these. That'd be nice. And then everybody will, less of the room sound will come through. It'll be mostly just what's going through the mic. I wasn't talking to Greg, Jamie. I was talking to Nakita.
Yeah, right.
We already fixed Greg. Anyway, you want to go over the beverage of the evening?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about what we got. So, which one is this?
That is a great question.
I can't tell by.
Try it.
I can't
this
tell
must
by
be
the smell.
her. This must be one of hers because she's like.
This is one of mine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Here
This
we
is
go.
one of yours?
Uh-huh.
You weren't supposed to tell me.
Well, you don't know.
You don't know what it is, so here we go.
Did you water this down?
No,
Really?
but I will be 100% honest. I have no idea what I picked up. I am.
It's not supposed to
Probably
be a
the
blind to
best.
you. That's not how this works.
Listen,
Kita's like,
it
"I'm not
said
drinking, but
whiskey
I'm doing a
on the
blind test, too."
bottle. Okay, it said whiskey on the bottle.
Interesting. It's very faint, and I feel like I've had something like it before.
It tastes like rubbing alcohol, to be honest. There's not much. There's no flavor to it. There's no burn. It's just there.
That could be another Balcones or something similar. I'm interested. I think I feel like I've tried this before, but
Okay.
it's not terrible. Like yet. This would be one where you'd probably mix it with a Coke
Yeah,
or something.
I would absolutely. This would be a great mixer. So, Kate, do you know what it is?
She has the
okay,
bottle.
she has the bottle.
She poured
Okay.
it.
I was just saying, like,
Yep.
yeah, we've tried this. Yep.
Yeah. That's that was that corn whiskey. I was like,
flat corn whiskey.
Really felt like this tasted
We've
familiar.
tried this before. Again, we said the same thing back then. It wasn't bad, just not really much
But
to
we
it.
tried it when we knew what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
I
And,
have
so
come
once
to
again-
the conclusion that
I love the bottle though. The bottle is pretty.
the bottles
Pretty
bottles
cool.
is the reason I bought it.
Yeah, the bottle is very cool.
Not gonna lie.
Look at that. That's it there.
Yeah.
So
So
over here, you guys. There we go.
I have what I almost did. Greg, I'm going to have you slide in a little bit
Yeah,
to your
sure,
right too.
sure, I'll
Let's
do
that way
Like we like each other.
I'm getting notes from Jamie saying
From
you've had
everyone.
that, Chuck.
Yeah,
Hey,
we all
Michelle's
have.
in.
Hey, Michelle.
Well, I've
Yeah.
definitely come to the conclusion that Jamie and I are starting a list
Of
of the
know what we
whiskeys
tasted?
that you have
Oh, yeah.
tried.
yeah, I was I stopped by Specs because I had studio today.
Yeah.
I went to do final vocals on the last song that we have that's being worked on right now, and then we're going to start doing more. But I noticed that I was over by a Specs. I said, well, it just doesn't make any sense for me to not stop and pick something up.
Of course.
Absolutely.
How dare I not stop?
It was going to be a vodka night, for real. I said, well, I guess I better just go ahead and stop over here. So, because there's a bunch of stuff that I already know that I've tried and kind of wanted to try something different. But then I found one that I really liked and haven't been able to find anywhere else. So we'll have that next time. Not the next show for those listening on Spotify, but yes, they do have reward points. Specs has reward points. Jimmy was saying on on TikTok, but apparently our phone numbers are not registered there, so we'll have to fix that. They also do veteran discount too, so
Nice.
cool on them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I stopped over there, and then I saw a whiskey that me and the mayor of Lytle, we ended up doing the entire bottle ourselves one night because my co-host that night didn't show up, and I want to see if it's as good as I thought it was.
Oh, that
Yeah,
makes
that's fair.
sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Because I know Ruben liked it, and I know I liked it that night, but could have just been that I was kind of in my infancy stage with the trying out the better bourbons and whiskeys and
Sure.
stuff. So yeah, but all that to be said, I was over at Specs today, and there was a guy and his wife were there, and he was kind of walking around like he didn't know what he was looking for. And, I was like, oh, shoot, let me get out of your way. Cause I just kind of stepped right in front of him. She's like, oh, don't worry. He's just looking right now. He doesn't know what he's looking for yet. I was like, well, what do you want to know? Cause I've tried a lot of these. I do a podcast and, we try out a little bit of all the different whiskeys and everything. And so I was like, do you like the fruit, the flavored stuff and whatever? And he's like, no, my wife does. And I was like, yeah, my co-host, same way. I like the stuff that punches you in the face and lets you know that you're drinking whiskey. And he kind of nodded his head. He's a very stoic, reserved kind of guy. Like am I being punked right now?
Right.
Is this
Who's
really
this
a conversation?
guy? Like, yeah.
Who just randomly starts talking to people in the middle of
Chuck
a
does.
liquor store? And I was like, you should see me at Waffle House. You can ask my lead guitar player about that. Yeah.
Is Lewis a introvert when he's not on stage?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
All
he is the most outgoing. Well, probably one of the most outgoing people I know. He'll talk to anybody about anything at any time, and just
I love Lewis.
That dude will be in your business, and sometimes you have to let him know. All right, it's time to go home. And then he'll leave our house and go over and talk to my dad.
Yeah.
Instead,
I miss your dad.
and then he'll spend the next 2 hours over there talking to him. So it'll be like I guess when I was still doing day shift, it'd be like 3 a.m. and Lewis is still over there talking to my dad. I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, we just came over and played guitars."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he talks to everybody. It's actually it's one of the other benefits of him being in the band is he'll go talk to everybody's guitar player.
Yeah.
Because hey, somebody plays guitar. Tell me about your guitar. Tell me about what you're using. What pedals you're using. What style? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? And he doesn't care. He just goes,
Of course, he's the young one in the band, right? Like
yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's like a 5-year-old child, though. He's like, I don't care. I'm just I have questions.
Yeah.
I need answers.
Someone is going to tell me how they did this.
Yeah. And I say the 5-year-old in like the nicest sense.
Of
Like,
course.
he is, if he's interested, he is not afraid to ask somebody. He's not like your average adult that's afraid to not know something.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So in today's society and climate and whatever, everybody's afraid to not know something. And it's like, calm down. Just go ask the question. They know. They know because they're doing the thing you want to know how to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And sometimes the only way you're going to learn is asking those questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a young man. I went to conference and I had a young man stop me and he goes, "Oh, I'm really sorry about stopping you to ask." And I said, "Don't ever start with an apology. Don't ever be sorry for wanting to learn. Mm-hmm. If somebody makes you feel bad for wanting to learn, punch him in the face. Okay, don't punch him in the face, but but seriously, don't ever let anyone make you feel bad for wanting to learn.
Yeah,
you should like that. We should all want everybody to learn more and be better educated and be up to speed on stuff. And so
absolutely.
I love Lewis, man.
What's going on, Brandy?
Hey, Brandy.
Brandy Bird from where do I know Brandy from? I know who I'm
so
sitting
well.
here. I was thinking of Starla from Divine, though. One of the people that used to work over at Black Creek.
Starla. We love Starla.
I don't think Brandy used to work there, though. I can't remember. I don't remember where I met you at, Brandy, but I do. Oh, that's your sister. Okay. Yeah. So I was right.
You were on spot. Perfect.
Anyway, it's good to see you. And I knew who you were. I know your face. I'm looking at you right now in my head, but I couldn't remember. I was like, oh shoot, where did I meet her? Well, I've
and you even had the right family, apparently.
I did, yes.
That's good.
But yeah, so I pretty much gregged up the first part of the show. Do you want to talk now?
No, you're fine. I wanted to know what it was like to be Chuck. I just sat over here and be quiet, and I was like, wow, this must be what it's like to be on a show with me. You know? That's
one of these days we're gonna have the give and take. For now, it's just like one of us is sitting there waiting to see if there's an opening.
So I actually had one of our 4 listeners. I actually had them. They approached me and they were like, "Do you know how funny you and Chuck are?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but please tell me again."
Are you watching the video or are you?
They're like, "No, you guys really play well off of each other." And I've told Katie this numerous times, and that is that when we do the podcast, I leave here and I'm like, "Yeah, that was okay.
I know.
That's all right." And then I listen to it and I'm like, either Chuck is a master editor, or we're really funny. One of the two. Okay, all right. Okay.
Pretty good. No,
okay.
No. It's Jamie popped in a very
want to get a little jealous.
Very nerve.
You can't ask your husband that while we're doing the show.
Okay. Whew, man. I was like, careful.
59 degrees here. In July.
To be fair, I don't get jealous about the temperature. I like the hot weather.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not jealousy at all. Do you want jealous? We're warm.
Yeah. If I was up there right now, I know that's good for you, so you're going to enjoy the heck out of it. But if I was up there right now, I'd be like, I'm not getting out of bed.
There's a reason I moved south of Mason-Dixie.
Right?
I'm just saying. I lived in the cold weather. I'm good. Thanks.
Looks like we got a few people that are we got 2 on YouTube and 1 on Facebook.
They might be waiting on some of the news we're going to drop tonight.
We're dropping news tonight?
Oh, we are.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. About the fire department.
Well, about the building being condemned, that one?
Oh, thank you, Chuck. Yeah, well, God bless you. We'll get to that one.
I heard you were condemning a very old building in Divine.
Let's be clear, okay, for anybody listening. so it is. Right now, it's unsafe, and so
Mhm.
when people hear the word condemn, they're afraid we're going to tear down. That is not the case at all at the moment. Okay,
My bad.
it is.
Disinformation.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Fake news.
So no, you're right. We did condemn it, but we didn't condemn it in the fact that like we want to tear it down. We condemned it in the fact that right now it is unsafe to be inside of.
Right.
It is not safe for someone. We condemned it because it is not satisfactory for health and life is basically why we condemned it. And so we're working with the city as well as the property owner. It's actually a historical building in our town and hasn't been marked as such. So we're trying to get it marked as a historical landmark.
Mhm.
It's been there since 1915. So it's well over 100 years old. And it's one of the first mills that came to Divine. And so please, I assure you, I do not want to tear this down. That is not the idea behind it. But it in its current state, it has already had 2 collapses. We've already done a rescue out of there. There's already some issues that go on with it. So what we want to do is ensure that nobody gets hurt, and we're working with the city as well as the property owner, and hopefully we can get it marked as a historical landmark. We can get grants to fix it and restore it. All of that would be wonderful. That's what I hope happens. But in its current state, it is just unsatisfactory and unsafe. And unfortunately, we can't allow people to go into it.
That would be a good thing if you can get the grants and everything to help out.
Yes.
The only problem with getting it declared a historical landmark is if a private owner comes in and buys it, then they want to fix it.
Right.
But then
it's marked.
They're at the mercy of
Sure.
They can only use the materials that were used originally.
And actually, in times, it makes it more expensive to try to correct.
Yes, it does.
And I agree with that.
So then it might sit vacant for even longer.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's give and take.
There's give and take, but the reality is, I mean, this mill. Well, you've driven into Divine. You know right there as you cross the road tracks, the 100-foot tall mill that like. It's like right as you cross the road tracks, there's a huge mill that's right there on the right-hand side. Well, for you, it might be the left-hand side if you're on 132, but it's right there.
If I'm standing on my head, it might still be the right-hand side.
Fair enough. It's like looking in the mirror. It's fine. Everything's backwards. But it's a very popular site, and he doesn't pay attention, Jamie. That's awesome.
It's true.
But it's a very popular site. It's one of the things that me and my wife both fell in love with when we came into town. We looked at it and it was like, oh, wow, look at this beautiful building and it's older and whatever. The problem is it's dilapidated and it's falling and that's not good. And so we do not want to tear it down. But so, no, that wasn't the news we were going to get to, but thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
No, we're going to talk about the success, and it was a huge success for Monte Carlo night.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, very much so. Partly because of the bands we had on stage. They were amazing.
Brad Jensky was fantastic.
Brad Jensky was on point. We're not going to lie. Brad Jensky was on point, But so was the Chuck Weimer band. You guys were phenomenal.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
everybody was raving about how great that show was. So
thank you.
So but then also we got some news out of that as a part of that.
Yes.
That we have a new partner in our academy.
Sponsor, right?
Yeah, a big sponsor.
Sponsor partner. Yeah. So is it Ford?
It is not.
Is it Chevy?
It's not. As a matter of fact, to be fair, it's not any particular car maker.
I remember hearing a car dealer's name in there.
Yes, it was
Brown
Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, not Chevy because that's the other one. That's the other Brown. But it's the Brown Dodge, Plymouth, Jeep. That's it.
Yeah, Jeep.
Yeah. They have come on board and they are actually working with us. Every car they sell, they're going to give a percentage to the academy so that Divine High School can bring down the cost of the academy.
That is
so
huge.
that it is not taking more money. And man, we are so excited about that.
Now, is that from used cars, new cars, or both?
Or
have you gotten into this?
We haven't gotten into the specifics yet. We actually just shot the first commercial today. We started talking the numbers today. It looks like it'll probably be on the new cars, probably not the used vehicles.
All right.
But even still, I mean, think about this: 2% on a new car.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, that's a significant number.
But that's giving me an opportunity to say, if you want to buy a new Dodge, Jeep, or Chrysler,
yes,
you need to go over to Brown.
Brown.
Wait 2 weeks. All right. Wait 2 weeks.
Yeah. Wait till everything.
Let everything
dries.
lock in, because then you can also support the Divine Fire Academy while you're also getting that new car that you want to get. So that's going to be pretty awesome. That's crazy, man. You got a car dealership behind you.
I know that's one of the big three, right? Car dealership, sneakers, and sodas, right? Isn't that one of the big threes? Yeah,
yeah. Beverage, cars, and footwear.
Yeah. So we very, very blessed. First of all, they have a new general manager who is very community minded, and we love Mr. Tucker. He's a phenomenal guy, but he is very community minded, and all he wants is for the community to prosper, and that is his entire goal.
I'll tell you, man, the band would love to get a car dealership behind it. That'd be one of those things where you just lock in, and that's where you get your vehicles from now on.
Yeah,
you know? But that's a tough sell.
So part two.
Oh, part two.
So not only are they sponsoring the Divine Fire and EMS Academy, but they are also sponsoring the 2 command vehicles that are for myself and my assistant chief, and which means that we can take the maintenance and the cost and all that.
So the ones you already have.
No, sir.
Oh,
we're getting new
ones. Okay.
We're getting new ones. Ram 1500s.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yes, are coming from the dealership, and they're going to help us out. And so, by all means, please, if you get a chance, go down, support Brown, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, because they are phenomenally helping the community every single day. Mr. Tucker coming in was probably one of the biggest blessings we could have had in our community. And Brown has been a big name around our community. You got Brown Chevy, you got Brown Dodge, you got all these. Brown. The family has been big supporters of the community all along. But now having Mr. Tucker on board as the GM at Brown Dodge and Jeep Chrysler has just moved that needle even further. And so we've got huge support coming from them, which means we get to do more for the community.
Yeah. When you're in town, go see Brown.
When you're in town, go see Brown. I like that.
That's good. I don't think that's their thing.
I know it's not. But
I'm a songwriter, so I do those things.
So they actually brought a couple trucks out for Touch a Truck this year. And set up and had.
We didn't bring any chucks out for that.
No, not
no, it wasn't Touch a Chuck. That was actually our whole deal.
They even brought their drone out and they were taking pictures and flying around.
That's awesome.
Brown Dodge was out there?
Yeah.
They were doing better than the Secret Service.
They had 2 different trucks out there. And then
wow.
they had, that's insane.
I still have both my ears. Stop it, Chuck. Stop it.
That wasn't me. But she said they brought a drone out, and that's better than the Secret Service did. So. Apparently they will be doing drones from now on, according to the interim director. Oh, that's just silliness.
Oh, my gosh.
You had some comments up on your TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
What's
somebody apparently is watching one of our old ones because this is a rerun. That's possible. Whatever. So, yeah, we've had some good stuff go on. We've had some exciting stuff go on, but having Brown come on, Brown Dodge, Jeep Chrysler come on is a big, big help to us. And then Monte Carlo night, the success of Monte Carlo night. Let's talk about that briefly.
I don't understand that comment.
Which one?
The one that thinks that they're watching a rerun. Something about July and me are in August.
Might be because he just said July and we are in August.
What happened in July?
Apparently one of us said we were in July.
They can't be watching a rerun if they're talking to you on TikTok unless they're watching it on.
Oh, no. So because we were talking about the weather and I said we were in July. Good. I got you.
What's going on?
Yeah. That's who was that said that? Ice cream. Down here. Firefighter Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hey, what's going on, Adam?
What's up, Adam? So, anyways,
the people listening to Spotify, this is probably what makes them laugh.
They're all over the place. They're like, "Wait, is this July, August? Is this a rerun? What am I doing right now?"
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this as we're going through. Should I edit this stuff out, or does this just add? These are the things that I'm thinking about as we're sitting here. And then when I have to go do the edit, then I'm like, nah.
If we ever really did get a sponsor and actually got the chance to advertise this, I don't know how we would advertise it because we don't talk about it.
As someone who has tried, I have no idea.
If you like Seinfeld in the 90s, you'll love these guys because it's a show about nothing.
It really is. So we do have topics that we talk about, and we talk about them every show. We're going to talk a little bit about fire. We're going to talk a little bit about music. The last 2, even though we had our guests on, we were still talking about fire and talking about music.
Of course,
Jamie was talking about music, and Kita was talking about fire.
Yep,
amongst other things.
Yes, sir.
When we have guests, we talk about the guest and whatever it is the guest has going on. But the way I sell this, which apparently is not successful.
This is what not to sell it as, apparently.
This is, of course, now the people that I'm talking to, they also don't come out to the music shows either.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we I don't know. No accounting for good taste. But the way that I tell people is if you want to listen to us talk about, reviewed whiskey or just if you like podcasts, we're
a good one.
We have zero substance, right? You're not going to get any substance off this show, but you're probably,
if you're looking to learn something, that's probably not us.
Yeah, there's one random nugget that you got to find. It's an Easter egg in the show somewhere.
You have to listen to the entire episode.
Yes, and that's why we.
That's why we.
I don't know why we don't have any fans.
That's why we cut it off in an hour. And that way, it's not so hard to sift through that haystack.
This show is really somebody gave us 2 microphones and the computer and said go to work.
Chuck's got a hobby.
Oh,
Chuck's just trying to strengthen his vocal cords. He just wants to talk one night and just 2 hours straight, just nonstop talking.
Oh gosh!
And then stress himself out when it comes to editing.
My TikTok over here, the people are just dying laughing. That's all that's happening right now. Same on yours. People are just sitting crying faces.
So Jamie says it's an excuse for us to get together and drink, and that's really what it is.
It may be.
That's really what it is.
That could be true.
If you ever,
I don't ever drink, and I don't know what you're talking about.
As he goes the second shot on the bottle there,
if I can open it,
which is funny because this is an actual whiskey that he's going for.
It's true.
It's not a bird dog. It's not a sea dog. It's not a.
Okay, look.
It's not a pound puppy or whatever the heck it is he
making
drinks.
Fun of me about not being able to drink whiskey.
Your sweet drinks?
Excuse me for having a sweet palate. Okay?
He likes his cocktails mixed in the bottle.
I would. Wait, do they come that way?
Apparently, because everything that I keep handing over to you.
Look, I like everything sweet from my wife to my
Jesse
whiskey.
Slaughter,
right?
what's going on?
Hey, Jesse, how you doing? So this isn't sweet, and I'm gonna drink it. But here's the thing: I just don't do burn whiskey. I've never been. That's one of the reasons I like a lot of the high end stuff. No, false. Because if you get some of the good high end stuff, it doesn't burn like that. It you still have a little cringe to it, but it's not. It doesn't like burn you all the way down and then give you acid reflux after. Like it's still easy to sip.
That's true.
You have been a soldier too long and in law enforcement too long, and so you like the cheap stuff because that's what you've drank.
Cheap?
Well, okay, not always cheap. That's the wrong word. You like the Bernie stuff.
Go look at my decanter.
Yeah,
I don't bring that out because you'll complain about $100 bottle of whiskey. You're gonna complain about $100 bourbon.
But you like the burn stuff. I don't do burn.
Well, it's whiskey. I want to,
No, whiskey shouldn't have to burn.
Look, nothing against the ladies, but whiskey is a testosterone drink. Okay, so when I look at it, I'm like, I want to drink something that lets me know that I'm not.
And
what is it? I'm not drinking a hard seltzer.
I want to drink something that tastes good. Look, I'm not drinking something that if I wanted to burn, I would go eat, a ghost pepper. But if I want to drink something, I want it to taste good.
I get it. Now, all that being said, and all the shots that I've taken at you about this, and there will be more.
I'm sure.
There will be more because
that's why we're friends.
But the reason I drink the things that I drink are for selfish reasons as well.
Burn. Fireball, no, I'm good, thanks.
Oh,
ugh.
I sing about it, but no.
Yeah.
I actually related that to kind of a ladies' drink.
Okay, all right.
What? Don't ask me to dance. What is it? Fireball shots. Shinerbach or Fireball shots and Shinerbach.
You know why we don't talk about anything? Because we both have ADD. Let me ask you. You brought it up.
Hold on. Let me say the thing I was going to say.
Say it. Quickly.
The selfish reasons is the sweet drinks give me headaches. I actually get hangovers off of the sugar.
That's legitimate.
So, anyway, that was
all.
Yeah,
but they used to give me acid reflux because of the sugar in them. Because the sugar would, cause the acid to come out. Now I've just drank them so long it doesn't, or maybe I just ignore it. One or two, I'm not sure, but
so
one
you're
or the other.
better with those. And I was like, I'm just going to power through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why if you like whiskey and you watch this podcast, you're going to realize if you like the sweet whiskey or whether you like the burn whiskey. Because he likes the burn, I like the sweet. You're going to realize what's what because one of us is going to like it, and one of us isn't.
So I think maybe moving forward,
although this it's kind of neutral.
Maybe, this is nothing.
This is nothing. It's just there.
And however, the alcohol content is pretty good because I'm like, well, granted, all I've had is a Pop-Tart and 2 egg rolls today, but
wait a minute, hang on.
They weren't together.
Jamie is obviously out of town. Your dinner consisted of Pop-Tarts and your lunch consisted of an egg roll.
Pretty much, yes. And the only reason you know it was in that order is because you came in and I was eating the Pop-Tart.
And you were eating the Pop-Tart. That's the only reason I know it was in that
I was
order.
like, I need something. I need something to make sure that I'm just going to get washed out here.
I knew we should have picked up food. Next week we're picking up food.
Yeah.
goodness.
So again, I won't eat it right before the podcast because
now,
we might not
Christina,
be able to make it through both.
Christina is on, and she is from Kentucky. And I would agree with you, Christina, that the best bourbons come from Kentucky. My good man here, who is born, bred, and loves Texas, which, don't get me wrong, God bless Texas.
I wasn't born here.
Well, no, okay, you're right, you weren't.
I wasn't bred
but you
here.
are. But you are Texas
But
now.
I found out they made some damn good whiskey, so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and come down here and get me some of that Texas.
So we argue
bourbon.
all the time that the best bourbon comes out of Kentucky.
By the way,
but he
this
says
is just
Texas,
a teaser,
so
y'all. This is
that's
not coming out tonight, right?
Donna says loving the live. So God bless you, Donna. Thank you for being here. If you like the live, go check us out on the podcast. You can check us out either on YouTube, Rhythm and Rescue. On there, it's all one word, Rhythm and Rescue. Don't add an E in rhythm because there's not one. Rhythm and Rescue, all one word on YouTube. Or you can check us out on Spotify or Apple, right? We're on Apple too.
Yeah, we're on all that. Anywhere you get a podcast, I think, what is it? Google Podcasts or whatever. They're I guess they're still going until August 24th now, or it's spam that I keep getting that's trying to get me to click a link. But
so we got a ton of episodes up there. Go check them out.
This one's going to be coming out in a future episode. And
that means later tonight.
Nope.
Oh,
We have a different one for tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I already handed that over to Nakita. But Jamie said, I stocked the fridge with carrots and broccoli. Freezer has bread.
That was the problem.
Other freezer has chicken. Now,
does she not know you?
No, I eat the carrots and the broccoli all the time.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not that guy that's afraid of vegetables. I love my vegetables. It's actually kind of funny. Jamie doesn't like green vegetables. So really the only time I eat, other than broccoli, the only time I really eat green vegetables is when she's gone, because she's not gonna cook them because I'm never home. You know, right? I'm at work at night, so she's not going to cook them up at night. And then, that's the only time I really eat them.
How often do you guys actually get to have a home cooked meal? That's not being funny, guys. You got to know he works a day job 3 days out of the week, 12-hour shifts. Yeah. So 3 days out of the week he works a day job. 4 days out of the week he's working music. They're on the road at least 3 days a week. How often do you guys actually get to eat a meal at home?
Well, the potential is there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The potential's there, but it always depends on the schedule.
I was going to say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not really, because you guys have been on the road a ton over the last year.
So getting to actually eat a home cooked meal, we couldn't put a timeline on how an average happens, because there is no average.
Have you logged the miles that you guys have traveled over the last year?
Jamie, throw in the thing. What
home cooked meal? What's that? She was like,
holidays.
Meal, what's that?
She said holidays.
Thanksgiving.
Jamie, what year is our Tucson? Because I forget. And I can give you a good example of mileage based off of that. But also, Jamie, Michelle said she had faith in you. She said, I'm sure Jamie did some meal prepping for you.
And probably, I know Jamie takes snacks.
She actually,
she takes meals with
all of the carrots and the broccoli and everything. They're separated into individual baggies for me, so I can take them to work. And all I have to do is just whip my sandwich up.
She does. I do know that.
And then Jesse Slaughter said Green Spot Irish whiskey, so we'll have to try and find that.
Is that a vegetable? It is now.
No. He was talking about whiskeys.
I was like, green, that works.
Remember, there's a delay on everything. And also, for all y'all who think I'm slurring, I've used my mouth a lot to sing today.
Yeah,
so
it's not the whiskey. It's not that. It's not that strong.
I've had one finger of whiskey tonight. Yeah. That's the only alcohol I've had. But we have a 2022 Hyundai Tucson that we bought in October of 2021. That vehicle has already crossed 90,000 miles. And that is not the only vehicle that we drive for music. We also have the van.
Yeah. Because the van pulls the trailer, right?
Yeah. Right. So for the band shows, that we're not using the Hyundai. So that'll give you an idea. Since 2021, we've put on 90,000 miles on just one vehicle. That's solo, duo. We're meeting you at the office kind of shows.
Yeah. Because you guys have literally been to just about every corner of Texas, and now
we've also
been
to Louisiana. We've been to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Did we have that for Pennsylvania? It's over 90,000. I just saw it today.
Been to Pennsylvania.
I think that was the past couple of years. and Arizona.
Yeah. So
and Colorado. Colorado was last year.
And guys, he would never do it himself. He would never plug his own music. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't listened to Chuck Weimer, you haven't listened to good music. Go check out Chuck Weimer, especially if you like Texas country. If you like good red dirt country, go check out Chuck Weimer. He's one of the best. He's, in my opinion, he is the best. And I'm not saying that because he's sitting next to me. Actually, one of the reasons he's sitting next to me is because I think that we became friends after I heard him the first time. And so, by all means, go check him out. Go pull it up. Chuck Weimer music. And you guys are going to be impressed. It is absolutely amazing. Good music.
New song out to radio right now. If you're in an area that plays Texas country music, is Don't Ask Me to Dance. And if you like Randy Rogers Band, his fiddle player is playing on my track. Fantastic. Brady Black is amazing. So all credit to him. He made that song 500 times better than what it was originally.
Let's talk about that just for a second, because Fire in Your Eyes reached what on the Billboard?
It reached 6.
Number 6 on the Billboard charts, right? Yep. Now, Billboard, for those of you who don't know music, that is the chart, right? If you want to be on the Billboard chart. Now, there's a ton of charts out there. They're all important. They all serve a purpose. But the Billboard chart's probably been around one of the longest.
Yeah, it's the longest running chart, and but it also made it up into either just outside of like 26 or into 24 on the TCMA, so the Texas Country Music Association, on their chart.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it made it into the top 25 on both, and it made it to number 6 on the Billboard chart, which is that's
amazing.
We're talking for how the charts work for the TCMA, and no discredit to them. It's just how many stations are reporting,
right?
And it's mostly because they screen who they want to report to their panel. But the TCMA chart, typically to get into the top 25, you're looking at, I think, about 500 spins, maybe 600 spins.
Yeah.
And when you start getting into the upper echelon of the Texas Regional Radio Report, the T3R or the Billboard Monitored, their number one song is usually in the like thousands, like
yes.
2,000 spins is to get a number one there, and we made it to 6.
Yeah,
I think the TCMA's is about 1,000 to get to the number one spot, maybe more, and of course it depends on who's out there being spun. Jamie says we have over 13,000 miles this year.
Wow.
Yeah. We do a lot of road tripping. There's a lot of windshield time.
But again, that's one of the ways you get the songs out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. Yeah. And so you had Fire in Your Eyes, which just took off, did amazing things. If you haven't listened to this song, you need to. Fire in Your Eyes is amazing by Chuck Weimer. But now this new one,
available on all streaming sites,
just dropped, what, a week ago? 2 weeks ago.
No, I think we're in week 3 now.
Week 3.
Well, 2 and a partial. So we're in the 3rd week of it, and it's on all the charts with the exception of the internet chart. The internet chart only has about 20 something stations reporting to it. So I think it's sitting at 22 on that one. But the other 4 major charts, CDX Traction, TCMA, American Country Music Chart, and the Texas Regional Radio Report, it's between 70 and I think 85 or 88 or something like that.
So don't ask me to dance to the name of it. Mm-hmm. And
fun song.
Now I know Fire in Your Eyes was a song you weren't ever supposed to cut.
Mm-mm.
But what about this one? What can you tell us about this one?
So I wrote this one with Mikey Good. We were the 2 initial writers on it, and Mac Damon ended up. We cleaned some stuff up toward the end, and also we built the arrangement around it. So the 3 co-writers on it is Mac Damon, Mikey Good, and myself. But Mikey and I were the ones that came up with the original idea. We had a co-write, which is tough for us to do. We actually had to bump another co-write because my son's going to be playing JV football.
Right.
And it looks like he might be quarterback 1. I'm not sure. It was a little confusing the way the coach talked to him. But
fair enough.
But our Thursdays and Fridays were kind of dependent on Matthew's schedule to find out if he's going to be on JV or varsity. And I had a co-write that was scheduled with Mikey Good. Something else came up that was going to happen that day. Football came up that was going to happen that day. And then the podcast was going to happen right afterward. So we're going to be recording that day. So we ended up bumping that co-write, and his schedule is ridiculously busy. Mine's ridiculously busy. So we're actually going to have to go to kind of a message board kind of co-write where we just, all right, here's the whiteboard. You write your stuff in there, maybe put up an audio of how you're hearing it going. And then as we have all that stuff, then it's going to be kind of like put some in, like almost email kind of co-write. I haven't done it before. He hasn't done it before, but we're going to see what happens.
Can I tell you, this is, excuse me, this is one of the great things I love about you is that here's this guy who just hit number 6 on the billboards, who is just launching off and is doing great things in Texas country music, and yet you're willing to put something off to go see your son play.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not even the question. It's like,
oh yeah.
It's like, well, I've got to co-write, or I go see my son play football. Nope, I'm going to go watch my son play football, and the co-write will have to wait. And if it doesn't work out, well, it is what it is, and we move on to the next thing. So I love that about you. Well, I've always loved that about you.
We put my dreams on hold, not because we couldn't do it, just because that's what needs to happen. Now
we'll put family freedom, right?
Right. But we're going to put my stuff on hold right now because I waited too long to start.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I can't make him wait until he's 45 to start playing football.
Sure.
Right. So
yeah, no,
at that point for him, he is too old to start playing football. So, while we have the chance to make it so that he can go and do what he needs to do, then we're going to give him every opportunity to do it. And if he succeeds, he succeeds, and that's great. And if he doesn't, then, at least he had the opportunity. So he doesn't look back and say, I could have been that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my parents held me back.
What a great, I mean, you and Jamie are both you're great parents, you're great people. And that's why I love seeing your success. But
knows like.
Let's get this song. Let's talk about this song real quick. So don't ask me to dance.
Deflecting.
You do that. Very humble. I like that about you. Don't ask me to dance. It's been out for just about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this song doesn't have the I don't know. I'm going to say the terminology wrong. It doesn't have the beat or the drive that Fire in Your Eyes had.
Yeah, it's a completely different style. Me and my producer were talking about it today, that we need to kind of find another Fire in Your Eyes kind of song.
Yeah.
And even he was sitting there. He's like, we're on the porch because we have porch time. And we were talking about it. He's like, I have to go back and I have to dissect that song to figure out how we made it what it was.
Right.
Because it wasn't a normal style for me. It wasn't anything that matched anything that I had done before. It just fit that song. And everything about that song was just, it was adopted all the way through. Like that song was not supposed to ever happen. But for some reason, all along the way, everything kept lining up for it to be what it ended up being.
Yeah.
Don't Ask Me to Dance, though, was done intentionally. We wanted to make the subject of the song the most cocky dude that you can think of. He's just like this guy that thinks he's all that.
Oh, wow, that must have been hard for you to play. No, I'm just kidding.
Super bravado. He's on the outside, but on the inside, it's more like you can see the turmoil if you really dissect the lyrics, where he's like, "Don't ask me to dance. I just want to be alone." But and in the video, you'll see it where it's a little bit more of the, all right, this guy's going for somebody who's way out of his league.
Right.
Kind of like you and Kita.
Yeah, 100%.
Me and you and Jamie.
Yeah,
you and Jamie.
Definitely
yeah,
me and Jamie.
Me and Kita. Yeah.
I just didn't want to draw any more spotlight to myself. No. Yeah, I way outkicked my coverage. But that was the idea, was we want the guy to appear to be like overconfident. Like, who do you think you are? Like, don't ask me to dance, or you're going to fall in love with me, kind of thing.
Right.
And that's why we kind of closed it out the way we did, where, don't blame me if I'm what you see in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun song to write. And we decided we wanted to put it to a swing instead of the, that Latin vibe. I don't know how to recreate it.
Right.
Because it was never supposed to be created to begin with.
Well, I will tell you, both songs are amazing. I love Fire in Your Eyes. You know that. I've told you that. Fire in Your Eyes is one of my favorites. It gives me chills every time you guys do it. But Don't Ask Me to Dance is also a very wonderful song. You guys need to go check it out. If you haven't already, Don't Ask Me to Dance, out now by Chuck Weimer Band. And you guys need to go check that out, pull it up, and listen to it. It's amazing.
Michelle said all it takes is listening to the band once and then talking to Chuck and Jamie, and then you become friends, and you become family. And then Sand in the Hourglass is her favorite. So
that's a good one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We actually have a few people that really like that song. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's a radio song.
My favorite isn't. I don't know if it'll ever make radio or not, but my favorite, and I've told you this before, is the Over Here.
Yeah.
That
was on radio.
Was it?
Yeah, it was top
good.
40.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That was our second top 40.
So
that was actually the third song we put out to radio.
So that was pre-Greg. That's what happened. Yeah, it was pre-Greg. Yeah. So I love that song. Every time you sing it, it just, obviously being a veteran, it hits home, and it's very emotional, and it pulls my heartstrings, and it just. That was when you did that song. I was like, well, that's it. That's the band. I love them. It's game over. So yeah, you're phenomenal. But
wow, thank you.
My buddy Joey came on, And Joey Wyatt and me, we go way back. We've been friends for just, I don't know, about ever. And he said, yeah, me and Greg have been on some road trips. Let me tell you about this one. Not to go off on a tangent. But this dude literally made a road disappear.
He made. Oh, I think you told me this story.
An entire road disappear.
Yes. Tell me.
So we had gone down. We were leaving Indiana. We were going down to Mississippi to visit some friends. It was just me and him. And we started out, and we're going along. We're both perfectly awake. You know, we're doing this. It's great. We're going by GPS and all that. And all of a sudden, the GPS goes haywire, and it's like, oh, we should have turned back there. And he's like, there was nowhere to turn. I'm like, I know. We've been watching it, right? Whatever. And so he's like, all right, let's turn around and go back. We turn around and we go back. And when we go back, there's a 4-lane highway. It's not like there was a crossover. It's not like there was a bridge. No. You had to drive across all 4 lanes. And I'm like, Joey, how did we miss this? And he was like, I have no idea. Like, I swear it was not here earlier. And I'm like,
that's hilarious.
Dude, we're on the other side of it. It's telling us to turn left. We should have had to have turned right. We have literally missed this entire highway somehow. And I'm like, you made an entire road disappear.
Not just a road.
A 4-way highway, an interstate just disappear. It wasn't there anymore. So, yeah, true statement. That was a good time. But, Joey, I'm glad you're on. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. God bless.
Well, it looks like we got, about 10 minutes?
Oh.
5 minutes. We got about 5 minutes before we got to close this one out, and then we'll get into the second one.
One last thing I have to put out.
Yeah, let's do that.
Before you do, we should probably talk about our sponsors.
Oh shoot! Well,
yeah, we still got to put them in.
Well, we don't have to talk about them.
Okay,
I do have to go back and put markers down where we're going to put them in, though. I'm going to find out where I.
So now we're down to like 3 minutes.
Where I finally shut my mouth. No. We have plenty of time because I'm going to drop them in somewhere in the middle. But
fair enough.
Yeah. Wow, that's on me. It was a good conversation.
You didn't even clap. It was a great conversation.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah, great show. Yeah, you guys watching live, so this won't actually come out for, 2 weeks?
No, this will be out next week.
Oh, it'll be out next week.
Yeah,
just kidding.
We didn't record last week.
Oh, that's right. We didn't record last week.
Yeah,
so we got to record a couple this week.
We're only a week ahead.
Fair enough. All right, so this will come out next week, so you guys know.
But for everybody who's watching, though, go back and check out the Spotify streams.
Yes.
Go give us a listen over there as well. I know you listened to this one tonight, but go check out some of our past stuff. What do we have? Like 16 or 17 that are done before. We do have some guests on some of the previous ones. We will have guests on the future ones.
Some good guests.
Yeah, we've got
Mac.
We had
who's
Mac Damon,
award-winning producer,
Grammy award-winning producer. Yeah. We also had some firefighters on there, and we're gonna have some other guests in the future too. So it's gonna be a good time. But we're trying to get our numbers up over there so we can get a little bit more reach on.
Yeah, absolutely. So go check us out on Spotify.
Yeah, that'll help us out. And even if you're not going to listen, you're doing something, just push play on your phone and let it run through.
Please. Yeah.
That just at least gets us pushed out a little bit further so we can try and get those numbers up because we're trying to have a good time here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tell you, like pretty much every time we come record one of these, it's going to cost us about $100 to do it. So.
Yeah, well, that's just the whiskey.
Tonight was $2.
So the last thing
for next week.
Last thing we're going to talk about real quick, as far at least on my end, we can talk about anything you want to talk about, sir. But on my end, the last thing we're going to talk about is the success of Monte Carlo night.
Yeah, you said you raised
$47,000. Guys, that is absolutely amazing. We raised $47,000 for the Divine Fire EMS Academy. Of course, this academy goes to train tomorrow's heroes. It trains everybody that we bring through the academy in not only EMS, but fire, EMT, fire and rescue. And a big part of that, I got to say thank you very much to you, because a big part of that is everybody has a good time with your band. And I don't just mean the music. The music was amazing. But they also do the YMCA dance. They do the cha-cha slide. I mean, they engage the crowd, and man, what a blast. We had an absolutely good time. Everybody there had a good time. Callum Store brought out some amazing firearms to raffle off, and, all of our big sponsors, Volta Belting, Circle C, Tomato Girls. I know I'm going to forget one, so I'm going to stop because we'll get you the whole list, but it was an absolute success. $47,000 raised.
That's awesome.
Big win.
That's awesome. How many people is that going to put through?
$47,000 realistically. We'll end up being able to put about 10 or 15 people through.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was going to be a lot less than that.
No,
so.
yeah, 10 or 15 people through, and that'll and hopefully those are our people that stick around and will be, and so that means probably, hopefully another. Realistically, when you talk about the people who train and then leave, whatever, realistically, hopefully that puts another 6 to 10 people on the roadway for us, defending our communities. And man, what a success. A success. That's huge.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm super happy for you guys. I'm glad everything worked out, and I'm glad we didn't, blow any fuses or fall off the stage or anything.
I think next year, though, I think we're going to do it maybe a month earlier.
Oh, yeah?
We may try to do it in June.
Yeah, we're looking at June just to get it a little cooler so we can have some more tables outside and move people around that way.
Because while we're very successful on the inside, as you know, we do our silent auction and stuff on the outside because there's only so much room in the bigger building, and people just didn't want to go outside. It was hot.
Yeah,
and so
I don't blame them.
Yeah, me neither. Not at all.
That's where the poker table was, and I was like, shoot, I'd like to go out there, but nope.
I was the same way. I was like, I could play a hand of poker, but nah, it's hot. Like I'm good. Like I'm going to stay inside. I went outside once to smoke a cigar. And by the time that cigar was done, I was like, that's it. I'm time to go in and get some air conditioning because it was hot.
Yeah.
But, man, what a success. It was a good time. So thank you. I appreciate everything your band does for us.
Jesse Slaughter said podcasts are the hardest way to build a following. And that's that.
Oh, we know.
That's true. But
so he knows. You know who Jesse Slaughter is? We talked about that. He runs the podcast that's on the back of my phone.
Oh, that's right.
He's the other fire chief from up north Texas.
That's right. We need to get Jesse to call.
Yeah, we need to get Jesse on there. So let me ask Jesse, I need to email you and get you set up so you can actually be on the podcast.
Jesse, are you set up right now? That would be the question.
We got another episode we're going to cut tonight, Jesse.
But I don't know how that's going to translate over to the TikTok stuff. So I may have to get some external speakers to be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then figure out a way to not have the mic bleed. So
we'll worry about that.
Not this weekend. Let me look into it and see what we can do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we definitely need to. We might not be able to go live when we do that one.
We'll see.
We'll be.
Or maybe
maybe
I can convince Jesse to come all the way down from North Texas because we've got a good
too.
Relationship. I love the guy to death. So
that'll work.
Hopefully
too.
We can bring him down.
But if not, it might be one where we don't go live on TikTok because they're just not going to. I just foresee that. It's not going to be very interesting for the TikTok people because they're not going to be able to hear what's going on. Yeah, from the other side. Which kind of fun story. I was in studio today, recording that song, and I did a TikTok live just to be funny. I went live.
Did you realize they weren't going to be able to hear anything but you?
Yeah, my producer even told me, he's like, but they're not going to be able to hear the music, and I was like, I know, that's what's going to be funny about it. They're just going to have to listen to me singing a cappella and hoping that I'm sounding the way I'm supposed to sound.
I want to know if
Chuck is actually a good singer. This was the one to watch.
We're also going to find out how much vocal treatment I need when we go in there. He's like, you're not that bad. And I was like, well, we'll see. Awesome. It was actually pretty good, though. I think I had 10 people on it, like steady. Like 10 people just stayed there listening to me sing the same chorus over and over and over again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was the last chorus in the song, and so it ended up being, that's where you have a bunch of different changes from what you were doing before, and yeah, it was not fast. I will say that.
So, were you laying these tracks? Are you going to use each one of these tracks, and each one is a different? Or was it giving Mac options?
We're going to talk about that on the next
Let's
episode.
talk about that on the next episode.
We'll talk about how the recording process goes, and we're going to get more into some fire stuff on this next episode. But for now, we're going to close this one out because we are at about the hour mark. And for those that are watching on StreamYard, looks like we're down to 1. And those that are watching on the Tickety Talks.
TikTok.
YouTube, Facebook. We'll be back in just a second. I'm going to shut this down. We're going to start a new one up.
Shut it down. We'll come
back. But for everybody listening on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is that you're getting your streams, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, if you treat your dreams like a hobby, they're just going to be dreams. So go out there and do something. My name is Chuck Weimer.
I'm Chief Atkinson.
And I'm Nakita.
Y'all have a great week.
All right, y'all. We're going to shut it